Good morning, everyone. John D. RN here. Today I want to talk about if I was in my 20s again, how different would I make things for myself in terms of work. Well, first and foremost, besides going from LVN to RN, I would have to say it would be amassing a broad array of skills. A lot of different skill sets that, transfer, just like in my last video. It's really important to be able to have a massive amount of different skill sets that are transferable to what you do for work. A perfect example is gaming. So, back in my 20s, I did a lot of gaming, PC and console, and you learn about certain shortcuts that help you input certain commands, so that way you're able to execute a certain command much faster than, combining three actions. You press one action, you get the combine of the three actions, also known as macros. Having that ability to be able to execute certain functions like that, especially when you're in the nursing field, is really important when it comes to the tech side of things. Now, your hands-on experience, that is, you can't get that unless you get the reps in. So get the reps in on a dummy, get the reps in on other people, get the reps in, visualizing the reps, have the stuff with you. But yeah, like skill set, your skill set's everything. You can get the nursing license, but in reality, what skill sets do you truly possess as a nurse? Or in any field for that matter, what skill sets set you apart from everyone else? Especially in such a very competitive job market. Things are forever shifting, changing, and evolving. How are you helping yourself to navigate that? Are you behind? Are you ahead? Are you with the pack? It's not a race, but you should be able to know the current technological landscape, the skill sets that are needed. Like, for instance, in home health, you have to have a broad array of skill sets. You can't just go in there and assess. Do you know how to do wound care? Do you know how to do, indwelling and suprapubic catheters correctly? Are you good at venipunctures and drawing blood? What about ports and PICC lines? Are you able to do those things? Those are hands-on skills. Now the question is how are you with your computer skills? Are you able to navigate software pretty easy? I'm noticing an issue right now with a lot of my colleagues where, we're getting issued laptops and transferring over to a completely different system than what we've been using. So we're going from a non-fluidized system to a highly fluidized system in terms of being able to interact with other healthcare providers in real time. That feels like a foreign concept for some people, but it's not even just that. It's It's also the fact that you're interfacing with a whole completely different operating system. There's layers of barriers there. It's very eye-opening, to see that. I've talked to some of my colleagues. Some of them don't even own computers in their home anymore, which is mind-boggling to me, because I would still think you would need a PC or a Mac in order to function in your home, or a printer. I don't think the whole world is tech native yet, or tech immersed, especially if you're a 1980s baby. Anywhere from 1960s to 1980s kid, you still have to know how to interface with certain things. And smartphone's a great invention, but it's also oversimplified things in people's abilities to critically think and to move forward. But yeah, you gotta be able to navigate and switch gears as needed on the fly. Especially right now, we're in mid-transition of two actual operating systems. That's not easy. To be able to interface with something that's literally Android, and then going fully PC. I'm just glad that I gained so much back in my 20s that it really does transfer over. Your ability to multitask, switching window panes, learning how to communicate, taking risks. Some people are afraid to press buttons and do all of that because of whatever consequences are on the other end of pressing a button. But, these things are man-made. It's definitely reversible. Nothing is ever stuck in a permanent state. You could always fix that. But yeah, that's my main thing. If I could do it all over again in my 20s as a nurse, I would have expanded upon more skill sets and have tried to achieve getting my RN a lot sooner rather than later. And that's no knock on being an LVN. You just know when you're ready for the next step, or you keep getting put in roles that you start questioning, should I really be doing these things, or should a higher license be operating these things? Like, for instance, running a whole wound care program for a 220 bed facility. That's a daunting task, for one, and to abide by all the CMS guidelines and all the FTAG regulations, especially in the SNF. Can't really put that on the LVN like that, but it happens. It's still happening to this day, especially in the skilled nursing facility. It's rough, but huge opportunity for learning. I'll tell you that. Huge opportunity for learning, as long as you know how to navigate and ensure that you're in a safe environment. But yeah, just advancing skill sets. If you are a new nurse, I know that you're probably going through a lot just trying to figure out the meta of where you are, but don't not be curious in your experience to still amass more skills. whether that be new tech skills, whether that be new certifications. There's just a lot of opportunity for you out there. And the landscape is forever changing. Jobs are meshing into each other. Defined roles are also changing as well right now. Like you gotta be aware and be mindful. But yeah, expand on your skill sets. That will greatly help you in your future, in your career path, especially as a nurse, or even once you move out of nursing. Who knows? Like, always invest in finding transferable skill sets that aren't, a means to an end, but something that's evergreen and fundamental. If you want me to expand on that on another video, leave some comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.